Hello everyone, EZ3DTV tutorial, and we are going to work with Hedge Maker. Okay, I have kind of figured it out a little bit more, and I'm experiencing problems with Hedge Maker. I'm probably the only one who is. At this point, I probably need to do like uninstall my version of Daz, go into the registry and clean it out. I don't know if there is a registry cleaner. Actually, there is a way to clean all that stuff out. So at this point, that may be on the horizon because I just don't want to redo my whole hard drive. So tonight, what we're going to do is go into Daz Studio. Let me see if I can find the right link, and we're going to open up Daz Studio, and here we are. Okay, I had to think this all through. Sometimes I start a tutorial and I really don't know what I'm doing. Sometimes I just know exactly what I'm doing and I just kind of go through, and sometimes I start things up and I kind of like forgot how to do stuff, and I really needed to go back and study, and sometimes I just think, oh, I know how to use that. I've used it before. I'll just like open it up and it'll come back to me, and it doesn't come back too well. So I have to go back and re-study it. And right now, I'm also learning that many things have changed in the Daz kind of environment. And so things are not working like they used to. So I'm going to start this out by, I'm going to put a figure in the scene, just because I need to know how big things are, where the ground is and all. It's that Michelangelo kind of the Millennium Man kind of thing, where I just have to have a person in the scene to kind of know what size everything is. And then we will work from there. Okay? And so I don't end up working on this like miniature level and find out that everything that I've done is on this miniature level. Okay, so here we are. There's the ground. So we're going to put some pants on this figure. And there it is. And so now what we're going to do is welcome, 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 welcome. I am back. A little bit better. So we're back here. So this is going to, I think, be a fun tutorial. Welcome, Michael. Welcome. Thanks to YouTube for bringing you in here. It's very lovely to have you here. So what I'm going to put into the scene, you're going to kind of be intrigued, I think, by what we're going to do here. All right. So I'm going to put a cylinder into the scene like this. And then what I'm going to do is make the cylinder rather large. I guess it doesn't have to be that large, but I'm going to do that anyway. And as you can see, I've got quite a few divisions. You can see a little bit of kind of like the geometry in the cylinder. I'll show you the geometry. It's not that much, but you can see a little bit of the geometry here. So, but it's a pretty good cylinder. Okay, so we're going to go back to this texture shaded mode. The first thing I want to do is bring this down to the ground, okay? And that's going to be like that. And then I'm going to make it a little bit larger. So we'll go to parameters, and we'll just say maybe 300%. Oh, that's way larger. Okay, let's go to 200%, see what that is. Okay, I forgot that the cylinder, okay, we'll scale it on the Y, bring this down a little bit so that it's down like that. Okay, and we're going to go zoom out a little bit like this, and I guess that is good. Now, okay, the perfectionist in me is trying to do something, and I'm kind of fighting it. Okay, so like I don't need to be that precise, but this cylinder is currently still in the center of the scene. Okay, so I don't need this Genesis 9 figure anymore. I kind of know how big things are. So we're going to save this as Hedge Maker 2. We'll call it Hedge Maker 2. And then we're going to go and find our Hedge Maker. Here we go. So what I'm going to do is go into Smart Content, and we're going to search for Hedge Maker. Now, Hedge Maker has a couple of, there are a couple of install, like one of them's Hedge Maker, and then there's another one that's called Hedge Maker like 4.20 or something. You need them both for it to work, I think. Okay, so now we're going to go into Hedge Maker, and we're going to go to Utility Props. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at down from the top view, not from by just clicking on this and going to top, but from the actual top view, so that you can't move this at all right? And then I'm going to go down here to this sign pole, okay? And I'm going to hold the alternate key, and I'm going to drag a post in here like this. Okay, and this post for some reason is huge, and I didn't expect it to be this huge. So what I have to do, Z, okay, I have to undo that, is I have to make this bigger, and we're going to have to zoom out more. Okay, because I want a lot of these posts around this object, okay? So we're going to take our parameters, and I'm just going to scale this out like this. Like that. And we're going to go Z. Okay, I think that's about right. And now I kind of wish, okay, from the front view, zoom out. And I need to turn on the ground plane, which is show the floor. Okay, there's the floor. I'm just going to guess at these things. I hate to guess. All right, I like to be precise, but I'm just going to guess at this, okay? Just for expedience sake. And then we're going to go back to our top view. And now, Angus, welcome, 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 welcome. We have Michael here. Also, we have a couple of nice, really people here. So we're going to start this, okay? We go like there. There's one, okay? And then I'm going to go like this. And there's two. We're going to go like this. And there's three. We're going to go like this. And there's four. We're going to go like that. And there's 5 until we go all the way around here. 6, 7, 8. I'm not being too precise, okay? It's not like I have a like that one. Z, I think we could redo this. 8, 9, 9. 10. Okay, so we go to the alphabet now. B, C, D, E. Okay, I don't like that one, so we're going to undo that. Okay, where did we go? Back here. D, E, Okay, I don't like that one either, so we'll undo that. Now I'm holding the alternate key as I'm bringing this in. Okay, A, B, C, D, E. E. F. G. H. I'm hoping I have enough. I think you can do quite a few here. J. I think it just continues the alphabet, like, and puts like numbers after it. I'm not sure. K. L. M. N. O. O. P. Q. Oops. Props. Q. R. S. T. U. V. W. X. And we're just going to need one more here, Y, which is going to go right here. Okay, and what I'm going to do is just kind of move this, kind of like equal these out a little bit. Okay. All right, so what we're going to do is save this now, save. And then we're going to look at it from the side and see where our posts are, okay? Now what I'm going to do first, I'm going to put all these posts in a group. Okay, so we're going to go like this, and we're going to go post group. Okay, like that. So when we come here from the side, okay, from the right view, okay, this is actually pretty cool because let's now go to our perspective view, because the way I did it, they all landed, it looks like perfectly on 0. So when you do it from the top, they all kind of line them. So you don't have to line each one up by hand, like vertically, okay, along the y-axis. Doesn't look like I put them in perfectly, but it's okay. Now you see what's nice about a group, okay, is you can take this group then, and if, welcome, Eve. Very nice to have you here. We've got Angus here. We have Michael, and I'm not sure who else has stepped in, but we're working with Hedge Maker, okay? And Hedge Maker is another program that it's probably up in the top, 10, maybe 20 of my favorite, like, add-in programs, okay? Hedge Maker might even be up in the top 3 or 4, okay? So the problem is that Hedge Maker seems to have some issues right now, but you can still kind of work around it if you just have to figure out how to do that, how to work around the issues, crashy issues, where Windows goes crashy, okay? So now, I don't know that Hedge Maker is designed to do what I'm doing, okay? Because if you figure that you're going to line things up in here and you're going to line things up out here, okay, that this, think of like a road, okay, and in the middle of the road there's like a little bit of grass that goes up through the middle of, like a dirt road, and in the middle of the dirt road there's grass that grows up through the dirt road. Well, this would be the grass, okay, and then you have stuff on this side of the road, like, and then stuff on that side of the road, equal amounts generally, you know, is the kind of the idea. This is the center, okay, of the road. The very center of the road. It's like enough for one car to ride through, and there's this grass going up through the middle. Well, think of this as the grass kind of going up through the middle. Okay, so everything, when I placed it from the top down, okay, I put it right into top view, and then I just placed them in, and luckily they weren't all at different heights, you know, at different they all went in like equally. Then what I did was I put them all in a group, and this is kind of interesting because look what you can do when you put them in the group. You can scale them, and you can bring them out and in, okay, so that you can kind of set the middle of the road where you want it, okay, once they're in a group. You can't do that unless they're in a group like that, okay? So I'm going to go like that to just undo that. Let's leave them unscaled just in case scaling possibly, I don't think it will, but whether if scaling may actually throw off their geometry. So we'll save this. So the next thing we do is, well, I think what I'll do next is I'll show you this other utility. And, well, this utility here is first, I'll just explain it, okay? If you have a scene where you've got several planes, like you've got a piece of ground here and a piece of ground there and a piece of ground there, what you do is you select all three of them and then you click on this script and it joins them together, because this won't work on like multiple planes. It has to have it all joined together. And so this joins them together, okay? So I'm just going to explain that. In this particular case, I don't have multiple planes. I don't even have a plane in the scene yet, which is something that I need to put in the scene. So what I'm going to do now is put a plane in the scene. What I'll do is hide this cylinder. Okay, that was kind of my guide to put these in. Now I didn't do perfect. You can see this one's a little further apart than some of them. So, but they're okay, I think. I'm not sure. They're so close together, you would think that it would be okay. Now this one right here is kind of bothering me a little bit because it looks like it's just kind of out there. And let's see what happens. Yeah, okay. So, all right, because that's going to just really be a show. Okay, now this one looks like it's kind of in there a little bit. So let's just kind of equal them out a little bit. And when we can do something with them. All right, I think that's good. It looks a little, when I spin it like this, it doesn't look perfect, but let's just run with it, okay? So now what I'm going to do is show you the set builder. Now, a few videos back, I showed you how to take your plants and your trees and flowers and put them onto another drive, where you just search in the install manager for plants and you move them to another drive, and then you search for flowers and you put them in another drive, and you put that and search for trees. Well, this Hedge Maker didn't like that, and so I had to go and move them all back to my content library. All right, now what this does is it says add hedge props. So what I'm going to do is, now in your My Daz 3D library, you go to props and you go to plants, and in the plants folder is where most of your plants and flowers that you have purchased. It's where a lot of them go that are like growing plants that grow out of the ground, not like potted plants, okay? But maybe some of them are in here as well. And so most of your plants, like if you go into this Martin Frost, there's Martin J. Frost, and then there's Martin Frost, and both of these have quite a bit. Meadow, okay, orange, hawkweed, oxeye daisy. Let's go in here and let's open these. Okay, so let's bring these oxeye daisies in, see what they look like. Okay, and then you have to decide kind of which ones you want to use in your scene. Like I'm going to use these single ones, all right? And I'm not going to use, or maybe I'll use these ones that have like 3, okay? So that we don't have to, and maybe this one too. So we'll see. I think I'm going to use these ones because they're kind of together. So what we do is we get rid of the other ones. So we select that, drop from set. It doesn't delete it from your computer. It just gets it, removes it from the set. I'm quite sure I don't want to use this one. Drop from set, drop from set. See, I couldn't really tell what they were, but when I bring them in here, I can see what they are, okay? So I'm going to drop this one. I'm only going to use a few. And then I'm going to drop these. Yes. And this one. You can use any of them that you want. Okay, I've got 2 there. I'm going to make sure I don't delete the ones that I want here. Okay, and so there's 2 left. And then what you want to do is make sure you select Iray and flowers. Give it a name. These are what I think it said oxeye daisy. So O-X-E-Y-E daisy. Okay, and we're going to go mid-size. Okay, so that I know it's not the single ones. Mid-sized. Then you click on them and notice that like the root, these ones are kind of, they're like literally, because if you think like of a tree that has big branches that branch out, okay, well, the trunk of the tree only needs a little bit of room. It could like, so like the trunk of the tree would be here, and then all of the branches would be about here. So the root actually where this is going to be placed is going to be probably like, if we go like this and like this, probably about like that. And then the rest of the tree, the plant comes up. I don't know that you have to be like really precise and tiny about it. Maybe we could go a little, I don't really know, so I don't want to be completely like that this is how you do it kind of thing. But I'm just going to kind of I want to bring it down some so that they're kind of close together in the garden and they're not like far away from each other, okay? So just bring this down a little bit, like so that they can be close together. And you want to make sure everything is right. Now, what I don't like about this, because it says like just save the set. It doesn't let you choose where you want to save the set. It just saves it, which kind of sucks. All right, because I'm sure it's saving it somewhere in my Daz 3D library, and if I have to redo my library, I lose all my sets. So, but that's the way it is. Now, when you click on close, it should close down this set and let you create another one, all right, I think. But instead, it just closes the program, it closes. And I don't think it's supposed to do that. I believe what it's supposed to do is close that set and let you create another one, okay? But I have a bunch of sets already made, so I'm not going to go through like doing the sets. Maybe we'll do one more, okay? Just so we have some sets. So now when I click, it's going to take me back to where I was. So we'll go back up here to this. We have long grass. Okay, let's see if we can find another pretty plant. A pretty like garden kind of flower. Orchids are a little bit too, you don't think of them as like a whole bed of orchids. Flowering currants, okay, cap lilies, tiny plants, ash trees, queen of trees. So we got trees in here too, but in the plants part, which is kind of messed up, tiny flowers, tropical plants. Let's see what we have. Jasmine, Japanese, okay, Victorian garden. What's in here? All right, I don't see anything that we can use there. Wasteland plants, water plants, okay. Weeping willows, simple grass, wildflower, lily. Okay, I don't think these are going to work either because those are kind of wildflowers and we're looking for cultivated flowers, okay. Wild plants, horsetails, ferns. Now I know I've got a million more plants here, but I'm not sure. Some of these, so I've kind of like lost track of where a lot of them are. So ivy, daylily, I've already done. Okay, Daz Originals. Okay, look how many plants are in here. Trailing. Okay, verbena. A lot of these plants, I don't know what they are just by looking at them. Harebells. Let's try that and see what they are. All right, so we grab these, bring them in. All right, looks like I could use some of these. They're kind of pushed over to the side. I'm not sure why they are like that. And I think if you put your mouse over them, no, they don't show you a bigger, okay, and we don't want 3 to light. And we want these in flowers. And we'll call these harebell. And which ones are we going to use? Okay, I think we'll use these ones. These, maybe 3. Okay, and then these big ones, we'll drop these. And these single ones, okay, the single ones I'm not going to use. So we'll drop them. You don't have to do it the way I'm doing this. And I'm not sure even if the way I'm doing this is going to work. Okay, so at this point, what you can do is you can look at the size, okay? And you see this is 16 by 9. These are 24. Okay, so I'm going to just take, and they're getting bigger as they go through 60, 60 and 62. All right, these 60 and 62, and then we got 58. So they're different sized. Okay, this one is huge, okay? Yes. So I'm going to say 16 by 19 by 28. Okay, I'm going to just, these are all roughly in the ballpark of each other. But then I'm going to just get rid of these ones that are much larger. Okay. And so now we have these. And then what I'm going to do is the same thing. I'm just going to kind of try to grab the bottom a little bit instead of, so that they can kind of all become a bed of flowers instead of like one flower here and one flower there kind of look. I want them kind of all mashed together in a bed. So, all right, that's done. And these are called harebell. Okay, we'll call these harebell medium. So you have to make these will remain here. They'll remain in your hedge maker, the set builder. Once you make these sets, they remain here. But if you mess around with your library or uninstall things, and I'm not sure, they can disappear. All right, so we're going to go save the set. Okay, we have 3 in the set. Just make sure everything's right. The set locked and check set. I don't know what these says. Check the availability of each prop in the set before adding the prop to the list. Okay, so and just to kind of make sure they're there. And then check this if Hedge Maker should be locked. Okay, so if the set should be locked so you can't edit it. And I'm not sure. Sometimes when they're locked, it's like, how do you get it unlocked? I'm not sure. So, but let's go harebell medium. And you see, there's no way to kind of like say, all right, well, I'd like to make another one. And when you click close, I believe what's supposed to be happening is it's supposed to just close this set, but leave this window open. But when you click close, I think it's actually crashing. Okay, so that's my opinion. Okay, so now, and it's because when I saw the video from the person who made this, and they have a YouTube video that's very, very informative. That's what it did. Their program did. Okay, that's what they said it did. I don't know that they actually clicked on it and showed that that's what it's supposed. But they said that will close the set so you can make another one. And so, but the only way is you just it closes the whole builder. And then you have to open it again to make another one. And I don't think it's supposed to do that. I remember it not doing that before. So now I think you have to select the first poll to open Hedge Maker. Okay, so we're going to try this, see what happens. All right, now what we have to do is we're going to go select Iray, and we're going to select flowers. And then we should see these are the ones. Now the harebell is one that I made. Remember the medium. And so was the oxeye daisy. Let's do the daisies first. Okay, so we'll put that. Now we're going to add this in. Now remember I told you here that this is the middle of the road. So if I put these daisies here, and I can make them like, so the first thing you want to do is decide how big you want to make things. And I have no idea, because I have no idea. All right, it looks like this is a meter, okay? So it looks like this is 4 meters, okay? So if I make this like, okay, what if I close this? And let's take this group here and make it bigger. All right, scale it and see what happens. Parameters here and scale it so that it's much bigger, okay? And what's really cool is when you scale that group, it didn't change. It scaled it from the bottom. Okay, so that was like very big. So I think each one of these is a meter, but I'm not sure about that. I kind of, some of the things I just don't, it goes in one ear and out the other. So it gives us a bunch of meters, maybe a little bit more to work with here. All right, and I'm going to go even a few more. All right, I kind of wish they didn't get bigger like that. I just wish when they scaled, I think I can scale them down. Why? I'm not sure exactly if this is going to work, scaling them like that. But it's certainly very helpful being able to scale them like that. But remember, if this is the middle of the road, then like then I can only use the outer part of it. And then the inner part, I can't have any flowers here because if it's so small, okay, Z, if it's so small, then it's not going to let me put anything inside here. Okay, so that's the idea. So let's go now and open up our Hedge Maker again. So I'm going to select the first pole. I think you have to kind of do that, but I'm not sure. Okay, so now we're going to go here to ground. Okay, we don't have any ground. So what I'm going to do is put a plane in the scene so that they actually ground themselves to the plane. So we're going to put a plane 240. Let's try accept that. Okay, that's okay, I guess. Maybe I'll make the plane a little bigger. Parameters, we'll just scale it. Okay, and that's good. And then we are going to select our pole again. And we're going to save this. And we're going to go back to here and open Hedge Maker. And now we're going to select the plane. Okay, that's our ground. And now I can kind of like maybe go like with 4 meters here. So they maybe 3 meters, okay? So that gives us like 6, okay? Because it would be 3 on the inside and 3 on the outside. That's kind of my idea here, but I'm not sure. I'm not positive if I'm thinking about this right, okay? So now we go Iray, because most of my plants are flowers, and we're going to use the oxeye daisies because I think they're might be kind of tall. We'll put them on the inside. And so we go add. Now, I'm not sure which one of these, whether if I move these, like if I make them wide, because I don't want them taking up that much room in my garden. So let's make them like this. But then if I place them on this side, is that going to be on the inside or the outside? Okay, so I think it's going to be on the outside. What we'll do is we'll put 2 plants in here. So we'll go flowers, and then we'll pick another flower. And what was the other one that I did? It was daylily, I think, small flowers. No, it was harebell. All right, so we'll select that, and we'll add these in. And then I'll put the harebell up on this side. And hopefully I'll be able to tell the difference between these flowers. Okay. Now, it's kind of weird how these jump like that and why they do that, why they change their size like that. I don't understand that. Okay. So, but like one of them has got, they have like a weird interaction between each other. Okay. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just click generate and see how many flowers it. Now look how many this is. It's putting 5,000 harebells in, okay? And it's putting 4,000 daisies. This is like a lot, okay? So, but I'm not going to do them yet. What I'm going to do is save the hedge definition, and we're going to call this circle of flowers, okay? And save that. And because this is going to crash, because Hedge Maker crashes on my computer, but if I have them saved, I can just kind of load them back in and then work on them some more, save them again. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click continue planting. All right, I'm not going to limit the instances and see what happens. And it put 5,000, so it didn't put as many as it kind of wanted to. Maybe because this inner layer is kind of all jammed together. I'm not sure. And this may not work, okay? So, but let's take a look at this now in Iray, which what I needed to do was actually switch this to memory, okay? So it may not display in Iray. If it does, we're lucky, but I think it's set to speed. It's by default, it usually sets itself to speed. So it may just keep going and going and going and going, and it won't render. Okay, so don't do that. All right, so what we're going to do is just Control 9, just hit it a few times, Control 9, and it will stop trying to do Iray. Okay, it'll get us out of Iray. Eventually, it will see that Control 9. And put us into texture shaded mode. Okay, come on. All right, are you going to lock up? I don't think it will. Okay, it's there. We're in texture shaded mode again. So we have to go to render settings, to optimization, and turn this to memory. And save this, and I might have to close this down. Hello. So I'm going to close that down and reopen it and see, because sometimes you have to reopen it in order to get it to load into memory, which I believe what it does is it uses your system memory to hold a bunch of geometry. And it only loads into Daz Studio the things, okay, the textures and the single instance. And I'm not sure exactly, but it does something magic. Okay, so we're going to go new, and we're going to go Hedge Maker 2, which was our thing. It's showing something there. All right, and this did this because I didn't put a camera in the scene. Okay, looks like we had something that looked kind of cool. All right, so let's see what we have now. Now we can do Iray. And it looks like we've got a little space. I'm not sure what's happening here. I might just have to pull these together a little bit. They look like they're a little bit far apart. Now, I'm not sure why it's doing that. I'm wondering if this did get set to, because it shouldn't be doing that. Optimization, memory, okay. It shouldn't have to do that. Something's very odd about this. I don't think I have like just too many plants in here. It could be, but okay, there was something here, and all of a sudden did something, but I don't have any color yet. Iray is being really weird. Okay, well, you can see where I have some issues with my, okay, what's going on here? There's the news. All right, so something weird's happening. I could have just overloaded it. I don't know. I don't think I did, because I mean, but look what we have here now. Remember I told you that the posts are in the middle of the road. So the posts are here, and then we have I put the other two on the outer. So I'm not sure why I don't have color here. It's all very odd. Now maybe, okay, what's this called here? This is called like the grid. Oh, okay. I think my co-pilot freaked out again. Every time I just seem to lose my co-pilot. Okay, the render settings. Okay, so this still looks kind of weird. How about giving me? Okay, it doesn't look weird actually. It's this makes sense now, kind of what we're seeing, sort of. But not really. Why is this here? But you know, I've got it on a white plane. Okay, so I'm assuming that I just put way too many light flowers here. I don't think that's the case. But I just may have made it like way too big or done something. And it could have something to do with me stretching the plane so much. Okay, so what we're going to do is, here are my Hedge Maker things. Here's my post group. Okay, what I'm going to try to do, apparently it's displaying it. So it's letting me click on things and select things, so it's displaying it, and I have a white plane in here, so that's kind of going to be all right. So what I'm going to do, this is called I'm going to try and talk to this. Okay, and I have a different co-pilot. What happened to my old co-pilot? All right, so in the Daz studio floor, how big is a square? Okay, I think it's like a meter. Floor, comma. How big is a square? 1 meter squares. This means each square on the grid represents 1 meter. By 1 meter area, you can use the grid to help you position. And how many feet is a meter? Is a meter. 3 feet. Okay, so I made this kind of huge. All right, so 3-foot ruler plus a bit more. Okay, that's a lot. I think of a meter as being about a foot, and it's not. It's 3 feet, which is a yard. Okay, so that's another issue here. I just made this garden like huge. Okay, so let's do a few things. So what I'm going to do is go here and I'm going to delete the garden. All right, and then I'm going to take my posts and go back to texture shaded mode where we can see the posts. Okay, come on, come back. I'm wondering if I got something going on here in the background or something that I don't think I do. I don't think I do. All right, but what it's trying to do is it's still trying to clear those instances out of the memory. Okay, it's probably, even though we've got this back, it's still trying to do that. So what I'm going to do now is go to parameters. As you can see, like each one of these little squares here is 3 feet. So this is would be represent a very large garden. So it's like 3 feet, 3 feet, 3 feet, 3 feet, 3 feet, 3 feet, 3. So it's like the size of, you know, it's bigger than even like the British garden in you know, out front of, I don't know, the garden around the Washington Monument, you know. So let's see. Let's scale this down. All right. So that it's more reasonable. Okay, like this. And then when we go to, okay, and so let's scale it even a little bit more. Like that. Okay. And then we'll go back into our smart content. This would be hedge. Default. Hedge Maker. Props. No, to utilities. And I'm going to select the first signpost. If I don't, I think it'll tell me to. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open and reload my hedge definition. Circle of flowers, okay. See how that works? Okay, so now if I select on each one of these, I can change how many flowers and all. I'm going to leave it like this. Now let's see how many flowers it tries to put. Oh, and we have to reset this. Select the plane because we want them to all, their base to originate from the plane. And then this, okay, 1 meter is 3 feet. That, you know, should have told me this. Okay, so I'm going to do this, the hedge width. Now I think this would be the width of this entire thing, okay? So let's go with like 12 feet. All right, and we'll generate, I'm not actually generating the thing right now. I'm just going to look and see. So now this is a more reasonable number. We got 1,700 and 2,000. I think we had like 6 or something. Okay, so now we can continue planting and see what happens here. And remember, we have our memory set up, so it put 2,000 plants here. And now we can get a little closer here. And we're going to now see what this looks like in Iray. Okay, now that's not too bad. It's taking its time still. I might have to restart my computer because I did a lot of this kind of work earlier. Now remember, we have 2 posts together here at the same place. Now I'm not sure, you know, because I started with 1 and then it went A, B, C, D. Now look at this. See, this doesn't look too bad. And now we don't have, we still have a plant out of place. Isn't that kind of strange? That's very strange. And then we have a spot here. Okay. And this is all still very, very kind of like graphic intensive. Which it really shouldn't be. Now remember, our posts are in the center. Now remember when I was coming around, okay, there were a few that I deleted and then put back in. Now I might have some issues. And then these 2 here are actually, I juxtaposed them right over top of each other. Should I have done that? I don't know. Okay, there, I think there's a way to make them continue into each other. I'm not sure. Or maybe there isn't. Maybe I have to pull them in closer, like overlap them. I don't know. There's another thing. So we have like this thing. Okay, I think my camera light is like really strong. So if I put a spotlight in here, it will at least take that down. Okay, now the spotlight's got to go through the floor. Okay, we'll push that through the floor. This is like really... Well, I'm kind of thinking that maybe these particular plants could be like really, really like high resolution plants. And so they could be like extremely, where the textures are just incredible. They're meant for being up close and not like thousands of them in a. So that could be the case as well. Okay, so this is what it kind of looks like. All right, these got switched. And what switched them? I don't know. But this doesn't look good at all. I have no idea. And another thing is, notice how, like, these are all together. And these ones out here are kind of spaced. They have little spaces between them. And, you know, and I already have these blocks kind of really, really, really close. So, and they could be all jammed in together. So now these inner flowers, and these look like they're jammed in way in. Maybe like by bringing those, you know, the square when I made the flowers, and I brought those squares in and I said, well, make the flowers all close together. Well, now they're like really close together. And is that, it doesn't look natural, them being that close together. It doesn't look like they could even kind of grow right. And then there's this right here. And let's look and see if there's some kind of anomaly in the numbers. Okay, Control L. What did I, okay. LMNOPQRS. Q, let's pull the Q out a little more. All right, and so what I might need to do is go back to my set builder, and we will open a saved set. One of them was the harebell. And when I selected these, remember there, I edited them. Let's kind of make them, let's let them have their space. And this one, they're way too close together. So maybe this is what they need. Okay, flowers, and then we just go and save the set. Iray flowers, save the set. Didn't seem to complain. Now open saved set. Now that was the harebell. The other one was oxeye. Mid-sized. All right, these ones I'm seeing really close together. So let's pull them apart like this. This one. And this one. And save. All right, now I'm going to show you a bug. Because what I'm supposed to be able to do is open Hedge Maker, all right, like this, and then go here, select Hedge Maker in your scene, and then double click on this, and it says, do you want to load the settings from the selected hedge? And I say, well, yeah, okay, so that it remembers my set. Okay, now if I click generate, it says replace. I want to replace this with what's there. You have loaded settings for an existing hedge. Do you want to replace that hedge or make a new one? Let's try make a new. Okay, because that's what I tried to replace it. And now see, we have the oxized daisies. We have quite a few. Now the harebell, now I'm kind of thinking, the harebells are the ones on the inside. So we're going to close this down for a moment, and we'll take this harebell. What I'm going to do is save this again, save the hedge. I'm going to save this over the circle of flowers. Save. Yes. All right, but what I'm going to do is the layer density on the harebell. We're just going to bring that down a little bit. We don't need so many inside the inside the circle, and maybe on the daisies, we'll bring them up a little bit so that maybe they'll fill in those spaces. Okay, now random. Okay, rotation. What we'll do is we'll also add some random rotation and layer width. Okay, layer width. Okay, that's the width of each one. All right, so now the daisy's the outside one, so I'm not sure what I'm doing. Okay, so the hedge width is 12 feet. Okay, what if we just bring this down a little bit? Maybe it will come in a little closer. Okay, now we generate. Okay, I'm going to save this again. Yes, and it still has our plane selected. Then I'm going to click generate and make new. Okay, it's going to crash. Okay, so I think it's going to crash right here. No, okay, all right. No, it didn't. Okay, so when you click replace, it crashes. But this make new means actually I can do this so that without it crashing. So we go now into Iray and see what we've got. Let's see. Showed us it for a moment, but it's got to load the textures. So I'm not sure that one that says replace. Now it looks like I've got still way too many daisies. But if I so I definitely have way too many daisies. And now that anomaly. Oh, remember I turned the camera and we're looking at that one anomaly, and there's probably still that space between here. Why is that happening? So this looks like kind of a bug in the program, but, you know, why is it doing that? There's something weird about this particular letter. Okay, that's the plane. Okay, which pole is it? I think that's the pole. Okay. This is very strange. How this, okay, pole. Q. And it's really weird that they're not like lining up. Okay. And this the little sections in between, I have like almost the whole alphabet. I have all the way up to 9 and almost all the way to Z. Now it looks like our this didn't leave as much of a space. I kind of moved them around a little bit, and that kind of got fixed. So it seems as though this is either Q or R. That is the problem here. Why would this happen? This is kind of pretty though. It's kind of working. And put some roses in the middle. Okay. And this could be very pretty. But we have this issue. We have to figure out why. And look how it like knows to like feather this, where it puts it kind of strong in the center and then it brings them out and feathers them out a little bit. All right, so now we'll go back to Hedge Maker and let's see if we can figure this out. We'll also go back here and just kind of move these around, this Q and R. All right, there's also, they have relationships, okay? So let's see if maybe Q and R's relationships have been kind of messed with somehow. So we're going to go and select our pole one. No, we don't select that. We select Hedge Maker. Okay. And then we double click on Hedge Maker here. Do you want to load? Yes. All right, this looks good. Now this daisies, the daisies, I think we could have fewer daisies. Let's generate and see what happens. Okay, it would be make new. Okay, that brought the daisies way down, okay? So we're not going to continue planting, so I don't want them that low. All right, we go generate, make new. Okay, 400. I guess that's good. Let's now, oh, I didn't mean to continue planting. There's not 700. Okay, let's see what this looks like. It didn't fix it, I don't think. Now, if you remember this goes down around the middle of it, okay? And so that's like the middle of the road kind of thing. This is where we would put our roses. And then this. And I'm not really sure why this is taking so long. It could be that the problem that could be that I put these in this group, okay? That they're grouped. And it may not like that they're grouped. So what we'll do is we'll just take them out of the group for now. See, once you have the flowers here, and this is starting to look kind of okay. Once you have the flowers here, you can get rid of all these poles and all this stuff. You've kind of got your plants, and then you can move them around and place them where you want, resize the whole thing if you want. So it's kind of, you can get rid of all the Hedge Maker stuff once you get your plants. But it's saying, no, you're not going to have perfection. Your garden is not going to be perfect this year. You accidentally, when you spilled the daisy seeds in the middle, oops. All right, here we go. So let's see, Hedge Maker 2. Now look at this. We have like, this is the problem, okay? Because we have 3 Hedge Makers here. All right, so we're going to get rid of those. So that's one of the big problems, okay? So, and that was with the make new thing, okay? Because it's not, when I click replace, it crashes. So let's see let's try the replace. Okay, fix it. You can't open Hedge Maker in Iray, so every time you try to open it in Iray. It says you want to fix it, and it takes you out of Iray, then it opens it. All right, so we just open the definitions, and load our circle of flowers, but it doesn't load everything. Remember, we have to put this, let's go 12 feet, let's go 10 feet, okay? And then we'll go select our plane again, and we select these. I think now the layer density, okay, and this is all good. Now I'm going to show you another thing where it says here, config stretches. Okay, this may be our problem here. Make hedge. Okay, these two here, one. Stretch active. How do you switch this? Okay, this is where we're supposed to be. Oh, stretch active. So if we turn that off, it says leave empty. Okay, so it's a way to see they're stretching between each other. But if like I had a path going into it, I could leave it empty, like in the, like pole, let's see, okay. Now look at this. See pole 2? It's, oh, pole 1. 1 to 2. Okay, 2 to 3. Okay, 3 to 4. 4 to 5. Okay. And then we got P to Q. O, P. Q, R, Q to R, R to S, S to T. All right, so this all looks right. Now, see if I turn off the last one, then it won't stretch all the way to the beginning. If I turn off, this would be 1 to 2, then it won't stretch from 1 to 2. This makes it stretch, because Y I put in the same place as 1. And so this makes it stretch from X back to 1, which is Y. So that all looks right. I don't want any spaces there. So we're going to go the daisies. Now, so if, you know, the workaround, okay, now I don't need to recreate it because, okay, we got that selected. All right. Number of hedge signs found in the scene is 34. Okay, I'm not sure if that's right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to, these layers, okay, what I'm going to do is take this, and instead of pulling it right to the edge, I'm going to bring it in a little bit. Maybe like having them like jammed up to the edge could be causing it to like ricochet off and bounce back. Let's try that. Create a placement map. See, I don't understand what this is at all. So a placement map. Okay, and hedge visibility, proxies. Okay, these where it shows little boxes, or all hidden in the viewport, visible in the viewport. That would be like visible in the viewport would be that they show up in, I think, in texture shaded mode. All right. And this one would be proxies in the viewport for trees, bush, grass instances, for all instances. Let's do proxies for all instances. Okay, so we'll be able to see like some sort of representation of our flowers in texture shaded mode. I believe that's what this is. Now the placement map, I don't know what that is. So, all right, random seed. Let's just pick another seed. Okay, maybe they won't jump across. So if it fixes this, I'm not going to know what it is. Was it the proxies? Was it changing the random seed? Or was it because I moved them away from the edge? Okay, so, but, all right, generate. So now we have a lot fewer of these plants. Continue planting. Let's try it. All right. Now you can see we have like little representations of them. And we're still looking at this queue. It looks like we still have our anomaly there. Let's go to Iray. This is going to kind of suck if it's still there, because I just have no idea how to fix this. Nope, it's gone. And I would say what fixed it was moving that away from the edge. Okay, so it wasn't contacting the edge, and it was kind of like ricocheting off the edge. I'm guessing, okay? But now we have our perfect little garden. So let's go back in. All right, now this Hedge Maker, I'm going to show you how Hedge Maker crashes. Because when I double click and reopen this, it says, okay, you're in Iray, fix it. You can't open Hedge Maker while you're in Iray. So, okay, fix it. And do you want to load the set? Okay, so we're loading the set that we made to this, all this stuff in, so we don't have to change it. And all of its parameters, the little spaces here, all of them are here. It remembers all of them. Now what I'm going to do is create another, then we're going to go to roses, flowers. We want Iray. I don't know if my roses are actually Iray, but we're going to use the single rose, and I'm going to add it. And then what we're going to do is take this little middle thing here, and we're going to go layer width, and we're just going to make it a little smaller, and I'm going to move it kind of so that they're like that. And the density, let's make them dense. Generate. Okay, and I can't do that yet. All right, we got to close this. What we're going to do is save the hedge definition. Now the circle of flowers, save, overwrite it. Now we can generate. Now I'm going to try to replace it rather than create a new one. See what happens. Continue planting. Wow, it worked. It worked this time, I think. Now, okay, maybe my last time that I did this, wow, look at this now. We got something interesting happening here. Look at this. Let's see it. This is going to be really nice, I think. Well, the roses don't quite work. But it's interesting. Okay. All right, let's pick another flower instead of the roses. Okay, so we got this working pretty well. Like, it's working. So now, not really. Now, look what's happening here. Like, it looks like there's a space there. Control 9. Let's go out of Iray. What's like it threw off my flowers there. And see, this doesn't look thrown off, but they look thrown off. I'm not sure why. Okay, but see, it's like it looks kind of thrown off. Now, all right, let's go back. Now, it might have been switching the proxy that stopped it from crashing, okay? Having the proxy off, but it seems as though we're able to really work with this now. So I'm going to go back to Hedge Maker, and you want to load all of this hedge stuff? Yeah. Okay, instead of the single rows, and I don't think you can switch it, okay? You just have to delete it. Remove. Like there's no way to edit this. Okay, so you just have to remove it. Yeah, and then we'll put in, we got to pick Iray, flowers, and let's find, I think the daylilies would be high, daffodils would be too high, petunias are kind of low. All right, so we'll use the petunia subset. We'll add that. And then we're going to go width, okay, like that. And we'll move them in like this. And we'll go save our definition, circle of flowers, overwrite it. Let's do another random seed. I gotta save it again. Save. It just rearranges them all. And now our petunias, we'll just go with the default numbers of like diversity. Now this layer, the diversity. Remember how I picked the different kinds of where I had like one flower, and then there was some flowers that had like 3 flowers, stalks, and then there were some that had like 5 and 6. Well, if you bring this diversity up, it includes other, like if you just have the diversity down to really a low number, like 10%, it might only use 2 flowers and interchange them. But the more you bring up diversity, it will grab those other flowers that you have in your set. Okay, so if you go to 100%, it'll use all the flowers in the set and throw them all in together. So I'm just trying to keep it simple here, so that I can get something that doesn't like crash. All right, so we're going to go generate, and we're going to click replace. Okay, I don't know if I saved it. Okay, but all right, we're going to do it. Continue planting and see if it works. It seems like it is. It put 1,000 items in. Okay. Okay, now what's really kind of weird is it looks like it's filled it all the way in. I'm not sure. I didn't think they were supposed to be filled in like that. What's inside? I don't know. Let's hit Iray and see what happens. Maybe there's nothing there. Maybe it's just the way an illusion of the way the geometry looks, but it looks like there's something in there. And we only have one set of Hedge Maker plants. I think it's only going to have a ring of them in there. Okay. This kind of works. Now, oh, it looks like we have different kinds of petunias. Okay, I have purple petunias, but because I only have it at 20%, there's only so many purple petunias in. But look at this. It's using at least 2 different kinds of petunias. This is actually looking pretty nice now. All right, so what we're going to do is now, okay, what if I wanted to put like some stones in here? Okay, well, you just find a bunch of rocks and you make a set, and then you put those rocks in these areas here, and have it, and you make a little strip of rocks. And you decide how many you want them to be, and you can pick all the different stones that you want and put them in around and in this circle here. But I have a different plan here. What I'm going to do is we're going to use ultra scatter. Okay, so I'm going to save this, and I'm kind of done with I could get rid of all these signposts, but I'm not going to do that right now. Okay. We're going to now, I'm going to use ultra scatter on this plane. And I'm going to scatter all kinds of grass. Like in through here, in through all of this, the grass is going to just fill all of this in. So let's select our plane here like this. There's our plane. Now what I have to do is put a camera in the scene. And I'm going to go like this. I'm going to kind of figure how my garden's going to look. And it's going to be kind of like this. And like this. All right, I think. So we have enough sky, a little bit of a sky, and like this. And over maybe. It's kind of important that you get this right. Now we're going to, okay, I'm going to zoom out a little bit more like that. And then I can zoom in later. Okay, remember the trick I told you about with ultra scatter is that it doesn't scatter the grass like right, so you have to back off so it'll scatter it further, and then you move your camera in once you get it scattered, okay? So I'm going to back off the scattering a little. Now I'm going to create a camera. New camera. We'll do it from our perspective view. Okay. Save this again. And I'm going to lock my camera for now. All right. It's kind of where I want it. And then what we're going to do is select our plane. Nope. We need to find some grass. Okay. So we find a piece of grass. Default. We're going to go to Files, Grass. And I want kind of like grass that's going to be, I don't think I can use that. Oh, this looks like kind of like grass. But that doesn't, I want grass that looks kind of cut grass. I may not find, okay, this is those are materials. Okay, oh, here we go. 2D. Here, this looks like good grass. Let's use that. And we're going to put that in the scene. Somewhere in the scene. Here it is. And I'm going to push it down below the scene. That's our seed object, okay? And then we're going to open up Scripts, Ultra, Scatter Pro. We want to scatter only in the camera view. We want to scatter, limit scatter to, okay, we're not going to do that. Okay, we have our grass here, okay, because I have it selected when I opened it. And we're going to select, okay, we're going to scatter 53,000 pieces of grass. Let's try a little bit less. Okay, and 34,000. And distribution, we're going to use this Perlin map. Okay. And then we're going to, all of this is good. Then we're going to go scaling. And on the Y scale, I'm going to go, oh, we're going to just scale all of it. Okay, so X, Y, and Z. So we scale it down to 50. Down to 50%. From 100 to 50. And we're going to give it this Perlin map again so that it just doesn't go 150, but it goes all these different scales in around, okay? That's the map it uses to scale, like to randomize the scale. And then rotation, we're only going to rotate it on the Y. I think I'll rotate them like at 0.5 or maybe 5. Yeah, 5. And Z at 5. I might be way too much, but let's see. And then we're just going to grab these and kind of put them up about here. And it works. I don't know why, but just put them up there like that. And then we go, why isn't surface scatter allowing us? What did I do wrong? Oh, we have to scatter it to object, to the plane. All right, that's why. Okay, surface scatter. I may have put like way too many pieces of grass here. I hope I saved it. Yeah, this is a lot of grass. I think it'll work. Maybe not. I just haven't seen anything take this long in a while to scatter. And my plane is so huge. I might need to make the plane smaller so it just doesn't stick out so much. Kind of goes on forever. Now it's creating the instances. It was like finding all the little points it wanted to put there. It's, well, 39,000 pieces of grass. It doesn't look like it put enough grass here, okay? It put a lot of them there, but it only put 6,000 instances, okay, which is not even close to enough. So, all right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go back into Ultra Scatter. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this scatter. Okay, I'm going to delete that. We'll start again. We still have our piece of grass, but this time I'm going to take my plane here and scale it down. We're going to go to parameters and scale the plane down. It's just way too big. And then if I scatter that much grass on a smaller plane, okay, it will work. Okay, now select our grass, go back to our Ultra Scatter. Okay, select our plane. Instances, we're going to go back to the 36,000, restrict it to the camera view, distribution, purlin, scaling. Okay, we want it to go from 100 to 50% and use this purlin noise as our, and rotation, we're going to do these at 5 and 5. I'm not sure if that even works, but then we bring this up like this. And then we click surface scatter. See, it's a lot faster because it's not so big. It's going to scatter all through here, all through our garden. Hopefully things are tall enough that the grass isn't going to just kind of overpower everything. If it does, I can kind of repel the grass here from here. Oh, we're not looking through our camera, but that's okay. When I moved back, I don't know if I was moving back with my perspective view instead of my camera view. It picked the points really quickly on this map, but then it took a long time to do this. Oh, it's calculating the points right now. Then it's got to scatter. $36,000 instances. All right, that's pretty close to what we kind of need. Let's check it out in Iray, see what it looks like. All right. It's not working. And all right, so there's one other plan here. Is that what we do is we use ultra scenery to do this, and so we go to ultra scenery. We'll close this and we go to our favorites here, script. No, we go to window, panes, ultra scenery 2. Okay. And we drag this. Okay, let's go out of Iray. Drag this into here. Add. Yeah. And then we go to our save location. Browse. Up. Okay, we'll call Hedge 2. Okay, I have to Control X. We need a new file. B. Enter. Select. Now, this is where it gets kind of complicated. Now, this eroded hills, we don't want that. Now, look what happened to our land. Our land went flat. See, and that's what we want, okay? Because then it will work with this. Now, I can just hide this plane. Now what we do is, it already knows we're going to look at our camera through our camera view. See, I thought that was going to happen. So what I'm going to do is unlock the camera for a moment. And I'm going to just back up a little bit. And then we're going to a little more. And then we're going to lock it again, because then I can move back in later. Now what we're going to do is just add, go down into here, into layers, biome. We're going to add grass. Okay, this kind of works here. I think this might work. Some kind of pasture violets. Let's see. I think this is pasture violets, rushes. Scrub cat grass. I don't want that. Okay, this we'll go with that native violets. And now I don't know. Okay, that's pasture. Okay, let's try it. Okay, and then what we do is we just go here to Iray. Render it. See what it looks like. I don't think it's going to fill the grass and the ground. And I guess it's there, but it's not in a way, because the ground looks like it has some kind of pattern there. It's kind of nice, but all right. What we do is we add scrub grass. Okay, wallaby grass. We'll try that. And what we got to do is hear this. Okay. Oh, it's all right. That was the name of the file. Okay, but it's still in my current camera field. Okay, forest is turned. We can turn the forest off because we don't have one. Now the resolution terrain preset. This is the one here. Okay, eroded hills. Okay. All right, now these right here. What I want to do with this wallaby grass is come down here, and I want to invert the mask so that it comes in different places than where the native grass is. And okay. And then we go to also to space density. Let's bring that up a little bit. Bring the density up a little bit on that. Backface culling, which I don't think we need that. All right. Let's try this now. Save this file, and let's do a render. When you invert one of them, then it puts the grass in exactly the opposite places as the one before. Usually they start out with the same seed. Okay, so this looks like it's working. The only thing we need to do now, it kind of looks like it's mowed. I'm not sure that we have like what I have for a pattern on the ground. All right, what I want to do, okay, we're gonna, I'm not gonna save this now. I want to, put an object. Okay, this palace. Okay, palace. All right, that was a palace product. All right, PALACE. This is it. The palace props. There it is. There's my angel. Okay, so this kind of tells me that I made everything enormously huge, okay? So what we do is we take, I'm not going to redo that. So what I'm going to do, I suppose I could. Let's go to here. Let's put all this stuff. All right, now I have 2 hedge makers in the scene, so that's one really bad thing. Okay, hedge maker, we'll go get rid of hedge maker 1 and see what happens. Okay, that's hedge maker 2. What does this look like? Oh, this is odd. Oh, so I still had the roses in the scene. These are our petunias. Okay, so this is starting to look right. Okay. And what we need to do now, we take this hedge maker 2. And I still had, okay, I have it in the group. So we open hedge maker 2. What I need to do is take this. We'll delete this hedge maker 2, and we'll go back to our group. Okay, back to this, and we'll go to our group, and let's try and resize this a little bit back to our perspective view, and we'll scale this down. Parameters, scale, like that. And then we come here and we're gonna delete our camera. Oh, we can't delete our camera. We have to just move the camera. All right, so we go to the camera, unlock it. Oh, I just locked the post group. Unlock the camera. Now let's move the camera over here. Let's move in on the camera. See, my ground is like way too large. Oh, but that's okay. We're in. All right, so we're gonna go like this. Okay. And now we go to our, this is kind of complicated, but all right, we go to our sign pole 1. we go to our our Hedge Maker. We load our circle of flowers and the petunia set. All right, okay, then we select. What we're going to do is select the ultra scenery ground this time, which is here. That is our plane. And we generate. Okay, this is going to be, we're going to go with let's try 8 feet and see what happens. Generate planting 389. That doesn't look like it's going to work. Let's see what we have. Yeah, this could work. Now the center is way, okay, it's the center. All right, this is kind of wild. The flowers are so huge. Let's see what happens when we this looks like more than 309 flowers altogether. Something's not right about that. So, okay, let's go back to our group. Hedge Maker. Surfaces. No, this would be Hedge Maker scripts. Hedge Maker. Okay, we got to go out of Iray. To load, yes. Now, what if, okay, put the petunia set. What if we put that placement? What if we put that here? And we put this here. Okay. Generate, replace. Wow, that was quick. Didn't work. Something didn't work. Okay, it crashed. That's what happens, it crashed. Sometimes it doesn't work like that. All right, so we go back to here. Luckily, I have it saved. So we go to script, ultra. Okay, I'm not going to use that one. I'm going to use this one here. We're going to go back to Hedge. Hedge Maker. Okay, and we open this. Fix it. I go out of Iray. Load our hedge thing, and we're going to go to 8 feet. Oh, we selected it on ultra scenery 2 ground. Let's just use our plane again, even though it's, what happened to our plane? Oh, there it is. It's hidden, but it'll still work, I think. The petunia set, we'll move that up a little bit like that. We'll move the harebell here. And I guess make it a little bit bigger, 10 feet. on our plane. We'll save the hedge definition. I may switch it around again, but okay, generate. Continue planting. This time it'll work. It's always when I try to replace. Here we got a few more flowers than we did last time. Okay. See, that is like really close. And you see our... Okay, so when I try to go back in here, it's not going to work. So what I'll do is I'll just make a new one and keep deleting them. This is our Hedge Maker. So we go back to Hedge Maker, fix it, go out of Iray, load the scene. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll take our layer width of the petunias, make that small, and move it down. This. And we're going to go I have no idea what I'm doing. Save hedge definition. Yes. Okay, generate. Now I'm going to try to replace it, and it's not going to work. See, it just crashed, and it took the hedge scenery right out of the scene. See, so there's something kind of wrong with this. But let's grab this again. That's why I saved it. The definition. Okay, we got to select our plane again. And we got to bring this up to, let's try 10 feet, 3.1 meters, which would be 10 feet. Okay. All right, this is right. Okay. Generate. So we can just generate, continue planning. Now it's not trying to replace something. 369. Let's see what this looks like. All right. I think we got enough space. That kind of looks nice, but this thing looks too small. And these petunias look giant. So let's take a look at this and see what this looks like in, okay. All right, what happened to my grass? Yes, cancel the render, close. We're looking through the camera. Let's go to Ultra Scenery 2 and see what happened. Instances, wallaby grass. Track. Okay, terrain. Iray preview. Okay, it's not going to show the grass because we don't have it turned on. We had the forest turned off. Oh, they might be considered forest. No, I don't think so, but that would be field. So we go to field and turn that all the way on and see if we can see it. Nope, not a stitch of grass. Current camera. Okay, terrain. Let's try a different terrain map. No, I don't want that. I just wanted to change it and go back. Okay, we'll go to that one. And, okay, in the viewport, why? Layers. Density. Oh, distribution. Let's see. Okay, that's the mask thing. All right, classic content, no. All right, let's unlock the camera. Oh, the camera's locked? Okay, now it's locked, actually. Okay, so ultra scenery. It's supposed to just show it now. Okay, we have this set for Iray, right? Iray preview. Update at render. Okay, let's switch this to, okay, here. It's probably going to show it this time. It's just not showing the grass. Okay, well, you remember when those masks crashed? Okay, well, that crashed something inside of Daz. And so we have to save the project and reload it. What I'm going to do is try and resize that angel so those petunias don't look like they're like giant petunias. Okay, this isn't... It's taking a while to update everything, but that's okay, I guess. Maybe it'll actually show us our... That's weird. Okay, so this has got to be saved. And we have to reopen Daz again. So we're going to close this. We're going to go full screen. Hello. And I'm going to close this down. And we will reopen this because something inside it. What normally happens is I'll end up trying this and trying that. You see, when I close this, Daz actually crashed, and I'm going to go more, and I'm going to actually save the crash thing. Error report. Okay, this was we're going to give it a name, Hedge and Ultra. Okay, we were working with Hedge Maker and Ultra Scenery 2. Okay, desktop. We want that in the desktop. Okay, so now we have this crash report for Hedge Maker. Okay, so we open this back up. Now, I mean, it's good. Now we'll see the grass. Okay, we got to load this file. New Hedge Maker 2. Would you like to save changes? No. No. All right, now let's see what we have. Show us the grass. All right, we go here. Now, I don't think these posts have to actually sit on the ground. Like this grass, this ground is like really flat and all. Now Daz crashed, so I'm thinking that my render settings, they're back to speed. Okay, we got to go back to memory, and we've got to go. Maybe we can go back to texture shaded. Now suddenly that opens. Okay, so the memory, let's set that back to memory render settings, and we go to general, and we go to progressive render. Those are up. Okay, that's all up and good. 1920 by 1080, and now we'll save this again, the file. Let's do a quick render. And it crashed again. So, all right, I might just need to put, all right, let's load it back in. File, new. Would you like to save changes? No. There's our Hedge Maker. This garden kind of looks messy. All right, so now ultra scenery. Okay, I'm starting to kind of figure something out because I have all these posts inside of this, and I've kind of, remember I stretched them all, and I brought them, put them in the group, and then I stretched them. Well, maybe it's made these plants gigantic. There's just a possibility of that, where, because I was just, I didn't want to take and have to reposition all the posts, and I figured I'll put them in a group, and then I can just stretch it and resize it and put it, and that may not work, okay? It may give you gigantic petunias and things, like really gigantic. So that's a possibility, okay? Now, if I take this post group here, I can go to parameters, and then I can go to the scale and just go back to 0 and translate. X translate 0, let's just go Z, 0 and 0. And then I can take these things out of this group here like this. Like this. Unparent. Okay, delete the group. delete. Now, these are translated, okay. There's no scale to them, but if I select them all and just reset their values here, it says there's 0, okay, at 100%, okay. So now if I go back to and we delete our Hedge Maker, then we go and select this one here, and then we go back to our, okay, let's save this. Okay, I think I just did. Hedge. All right, and we go to default, Hedge Maker. We go to Utilities, Open Hedge Maker. Turn it, go out of Iray. Load our definition, circle of flowers. And we go here. We go to 1.5, 5 feet. We'll go with 5 feet. And then we'll go, I guess that's all good. And generate. Okay, it's not generating any flowers. Let's try it. 0 flowers. What happened here? Okay, let's try again. All right, it didn't, I don't think it even created, yes it did. Okay, Hedge Maker. I probably just ruined everything. Let's go now, let's Control L, let's see what our light looks. Okay, it doesn't look like I even have poles in the scene. Okay, there's one pole. Oh, they're all in the center. They've lost their, okay, Z. I gotta get my poles back out here. There they are. Okay. Okay, we go delete Hedge Maker there, delete that Hedge Maker. All right, now if I unparent these, okay, they're still there, they're still in their position. Okay, so that's number 1. Now the cylinder, I don't need that in the scene anymore. And we can delete the group. Group. Okay, save this. Now we'll make sure we don't have a Hedge Maker scene in here, a thing in here. Now we select number 1. Hedge Maker. We load our definition again. Okay. And we select, okay. This time we're going to select Ultra Scenery, the ground, in Ultra Scenery. And let's go with, let's go with 3 meters. Let's try that. I guess 2.5, 8 feet. Generate. Now it's put 306. Let's see what this looks like. That's not very many, but okay. Take our statue. Scale that up. That. All right, and now let's see what's going on. Save this. They look a little better. I think of this. Okay, they look a little better, but now what we need is the grass to come in. The ultra scenery 2. It's probably already here. We just can't see it. We could try to turn it on. Field. There should be a little bit of grass, but there. Okay. What I'm going to do is remove the grass and put it back in. Okay, we'll go minus. And the wall will be grass. It might not allow 2 grasses in at once. That's a possibility. Okay, what's this? Pasture. I don't want that. And woodland. Okay, that's the edge. Okay, this is, let's try this. Native violets. That, you know, it just kind of makes you wonder about our world right now. And okay, so I'm going to delete this plane. That's what all these flowers are now planted on the, and this light, I think I want to make that a little bit bigger. Surfaces, parameters, just a little bit bigger still. And now, save this again. Hedge Maker, we got ultra scenery. I'm wondering if Hedge Maker and ultra scenery cannot exist in the same scene. Okay. Now we're going back to our ultra scenery 2. I'm gonna delete these grasses again. Minus, yes. And this one, minus. Okay. Save this. Now we're gonna add our let's go with that. Crash. Crash, crash, crash. That's the way I saved it, though. Let's just try a different thing of grass. Ultra Scenery 2. I think what, you know, part of this is like maybe, you know, I have to redo my, you know, fix it on my end. That maybe it's not Daz Studio. Maybe it's the fact that I've moved plants all around and done all kinds of weird stuff with my computer. I'm going to restart my computer right now. I've got some weird things going on. I've lost my Copilot, all of my... This could fix it. It would be nice if it did. Naming Daz's they just keep putting new versions on top of the old versions on top of the old versions, and you wonder if it's just like my registry has got like this version thing that's like that would stretch to the moon. So I'm not sure. Let's see. Now let's file open new. Let's go back to our no, don't save changes. Now I'm going to go look at my render settings and make sure that my optimization, it is set to memory now. And this all looks good. Okay, now what I probably should do is just delete Ultra Scenery altogether. That's what we're going to do. And then we're going to put Ultra Scenery 2 back in afresh. Okay, yes, like that. And, you know, I don't need Ultra Scenery to be that big. You know, I think I could move this whole thing and up. So this hedge maker, and if I put this all together, I have a piece of grass. Okay, now I can get rid of this piece of grass because that was for the plan that we were going to put grass on with ultra scatter. The statue. All right, what I do is I select all of these first, like that, the poles, and then I select the statue and hedge maker. We put them all in a group. Where are my groups? There it is. Okay, this is going to be called hedge, statue, and poles. Okay. HEDGE, hedge, comma, statue, and poles, except. All right, so now I can move them all up. Okay, my camera is locked, so that's an issue. Unlock the camera. We're just going to leave that unlocked for a while. Everything is going to Control L. Okay, now let's take this and move it back up. See if we can get this to sit on our ground. Okay, I might have to regenerate that. Okay, so that it, and tell it that the ground is, okay, which isn't too hard to do. So, all right, now we go like this. This is kind of cool. So we'll have some roly-poly hills here. I'd like to take this ultra scenery. I don't think I want it the land that big. So how do we do this? We go to the map size. Where is that? Right. Okay. 0 edge. Erosion. Okay, distance, that's not it. Resolution, terrain, that's the resolution of the terrain. Here it is, width. Let's go 45. Okay, that kind of works. Just don't need it so big. Okay, I think I'm going to leave that like this and then pull up the statue. Because I'm thinking that these poles, that it doesn't matter if the poles go through the ground, because the poles don't decide where the plants are, the terrain does. If the poles just basically tell you where the center of the world kind of is. So where they get centered, but not where they get placed. All right, so keep that in mind. That's another little tip. And we go here to, where's our plants proxies? Okay, that's the hedge maker. Okay, there's, I think, our statue, this there. We bring this up a little more like that. Okay, I can deal with this. Now, all right, we're going to go and see if we can get our grass in. Let's save this. And okay, and I don't want that like this. Okay, like that. I'm just going to let my camera kind of float around for a little while. Plants, proxies. Okay, hedge maker. That's our hedge. Let's see what happens when we go to Iray and see what this garden looks like. It's not going to look right, but it's kind of okay. I think we lost our purple flowers. So, but that's okay. I'm going to regenerate that. I'm going to try to fix that it's just not the right flowers and plants and things like that. Maybe I'll put some little rows of other flowers in and see. Once I kind of get this all like the form down, then I can kind of alter it a little bit here and there. And so now what we do is we have our Ultra Scenery 2 here. And let's add some foliage to it. Let's save this before I try to do the same thing that made it crash before. Okay, we have to select Biome. And then this. And that was this was the plant. Okay, that wasn't actually the one. It was the one with the purple flowers that crashed it. I'm going to try it again. See. Okay, they worked this time. So it put purple flowers in. Let's see what this looks like. No map. Would you like to choose a directory? Yes. And this is going to be Hedge Maker 2. Okay, select that folder. Let's see what this, do we have like grass? Yeah, we do actually. Look at this now. So that's pretty nice. Okay, I think what we need to do is redo our hedge thing now. So let's close this, cancel that. And I don't know if I want the purple flowers. Okay, so what if we just delete these? Yes. We go add, and let's add the other flower, one without the, let's just add some grass instead of, okay, that. Let's see what this looks like. It's working, so just restarting it kind of fixed it. Okay, now. Yes. Close. Now I think the other flowers were prettier. This, we go back here, but I'm going to get the ones without the purple flowers. It was kind of just clover and stuff. Native violets. See what this looks like. Yeah, I think that looks better. Okay. All right, so then what we're going to do is try to redo our, we're going to try to glue it to this terrain rather than, okay, save this. So we take and delete our, now our Ultra Scenery terrain is this actually, okay? Biome, all right, is this thing, that's the ground. Okay, so just so you know, it's just called Ultra Scenery 2. So now we go here, what we do is we delete now our Hedge Maker, like that. Then we go to our pole 1 again. We go back here to scripts, Ultra, Hedge Maker. Open definition, circle of flowers, that. Okay, excuse me. Oh, I was supposed to turn down the volume for that. Sorry about that. Okay, now we're going to open this, use that as our plane. We're going to do this at, what was it, like 10 feet. Okay, and I think that's it. All we have to do is generate now. I think I've saved this before. Okay, we actually have instances here, so continue with this. So let's see what this looks like now. Did it actually glue it to the ground? Yeah, I'm sure it did. Thank you, Eve. You're still here. How lovely. Very nice. So I think if I move my camera over a little bit like this, and if I move this down like that, like this maybe, we should still be able to. So yes, so save this. We're going to save it. Now, see, that did work. So it does answer the thing that those posts, they have nothing to do with, they don't have to be on the ground perfectly as I nest. Oh, you got your new computer. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I bet you are very excited. Very nice. Congrats, congratulations. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yes, very nice. Very, very nice. So let's see what we have here. Are we getting closer? Yes, we are here. So what we could do is now add a couple of other rings of flowers. How about some of those orange, like, lilies and stuff? And we could, now these purple flowers, I think we could add a few more in there. This is kind of working. Let's try putting an HDRI in the scene, some clouds behind all this. We're starting to get somewhere, people. So, yeah, we are. How about this one? That's kind of pretty. But let's move the sky around a little bit. So, environment options, parameters. Rotate dome. Oh, look at that. Those clouds almost kind of look regal. But let's see what we can do here. We want the flowers lit up, okay? Well, then we can find some better sky. Let's see, maybe a better sky we can find. Okay, obviously this sky comes with the dome off. No, it's on. Dome and scene. Dome and scene. Why are you taking forever to render? Did you just change my render settings? Okay, we go to render settings. Some of these skies do, oh, there it is. Some of these skies do change your render settings. Okay, parameters. Now, see, that doesn't put much light on my flowers, but maybe it will. This must be a huge sky. Okay, this is just taking too long to render, so we're going to have to take this out. Maybe it's like kind of important to get your scene done before you add stuff to it. A quiet evening, but interesting watching Rex work. Well, thank you, Angus. Very nice. It is, how's everybody doing? George, wonderful. Welcome, friend. How are you? It's very nice having you here as well. Yeah, so I'm finally kind of getting this this scene to be somewhat work. Okay. And I'm wondering if, like, turning off ultra scenery, but if I do, it's going to turn off the feature props. Okay, the biome. Now maybe if I turn off the biome, because it's just not snapping into Iray very easily. Once I put this HDRIs in, it doesn't seem to want to snap into Iray. Now I just turned all of the plants off, but they don't really show in texture shaded mode anyway. Okay, so you are headed to bed. Angus, you have a wonderful night. Thank you for being here. You've been here like 3 hours. Very nice. Yes, I reached the goal. So what I'm thinking is I'd like to have some more colorful flowers and to do something here with this. It seems as though it's sort of letting me do something. I think I need to turn off the HDRI for now, and so that I can still work with this scene. And so we'll turn the draw dome off. And now it just came back quickly. Maybe my computer was doing something else. I am not sure, but I'm going to just, I'm just going to delete this Hedge Maker, because I feel like if I try to like reload it back up, it's just going to crash, and then I'm going to end up with Daz being kind of funky again. So I'm going to go now back to Hedge Maker, Scripts, Ultra, and Hedge Maker. Fix it, go out of Iray. Now, we'll load the open definition here. And now the purple flowers, those are herbal, these ones. I wanted to add more of them. So I think that might do it. Density scale, I see. I don't understand a lot of these. I did at one time, but I kind of forgot what they do. Now what I'm going to do is select flowers. We want Iray. And let's see. Now these are the daylilies. Okay. The daisies, okay. And we'll add that now. And where do I want them? I think between width, and we'll put them with place. Okay, we'll put them here between those. And let's add another one. Add. No, we got to select it first. Iray, daylilies. And then we'll go with daffodils. And add them. And we'll put them here. We'll set the width layer. Okay. Place them here maybe, like that. And the petunia subset. All right, and then we're going to save this. Save. Yes. Generate. All right. Okay, I messed that up. Okay, I didn't set the... So that's okay. And what I do is just delete this and reload that. I didn't tell it what the ground was. And I didn't set the size of the garden. So let's go to... back to Scripts, Ultra, Hedge Maker, open the definition. And then we go and set the ground as ultra scenery 2. We set the width of the garden. It was like 3 meters. 3.5, 3, we'll go with 2.8. Now we're ready. And we go, okay, let's just generate and see what happens. Now the daylily small flowers, we only got 95 of them, but let's see what happens. Continue planting. I guess 95 is a lot for our garden. Let's see what this looks like now. Okay. Gosh, it's reacting like it doesn't have memory on. Okay, we go to render settings. Like if the optimization is, yeah, it's set back to speed. Probably one of those. So we go back to memory. Save this. Okay, what I have to do is close this. So yes, it did. I was very impressed by the overall look of the place because it seemed. Oh, look at this. So we've got something here now going on. This kind of worked. And so then we can turn back on our ultra scene, our biome. And save this again. Okay, and I believe now because memory's turned back on again. So whenever it just keeps going over and over and over that, like that, where at the bottom of the screen it just keeps running back over and over and over again, it's because you have it set to speed instead of memory, and anything that has instances has got to have speed. So it looks like we have a bunch of these yellow flowers in here as well. They kind of they're kind of, but I think this is going to work kind of. I don't know that the daisies are the best flowers. I think something like forget-me-nots would have kind of been better around the edge. Something like low. But let's see. Let's see what happens when we try to render this. We don't have our HDRI turned on right now. It's actually on. It's shining on the scene, but it's just not visible. Okay, look at this. Now, gosh, the ground here really fills in the garden. So this is really nice. Let's see now. Would you like to cancel this render? Yes, I guess. Close it. That's kind of the closest thing that I've gotten to a scene. That like a finished scene. So I don't know that I like the sky. So I'm going to just keep going back here and see what I can find for a sky. Clean skies. Let's see what this is. Are you gonna see? I think what's happening is these HDRIs, they're changing my render settings. They come in, and then I come in and optimization is set back to speed. See? So my way of doing this before was to just manually load the image. Oh, look at this. This is kind of interesting. I think if I could make this work, if I just added let's try it. I don't like this pole here, so we got to move this around a little bit. So this is very interesting right here. So it looks like a little kind of quaint little part of their backyard or their side yard or something environment. This is very interesting. Now we go parameters. I think this is it. So, but let's for the sky. Okay, let's rotate the dome a little. Oh, look at that. Now we've even got some kind of glare here, and look, we have some shadows, and let's save this. I'm kind of liking this now. And I think what we do is we put a distant light in to the scene. Okay. Accept. And then we take our distant light and 9. Okay, where's our distant light thing? Here it is, right here. Okay, it's there. Okay, it's coming straight at us. Let's bring this out so I can see those, all right? And then we want to point the distant light down and bring it over a little like this maybe. Okay, and we'll move it over like that. All right, and then we go back to Iray, and we give the distant light some light. And we go here with our parameters. Usually a 2. I start with putting a 2 on it. It's weird. It looks like the distant light's coming from that angle. Okay, what if we take... All right, let's give it a little more. Let's give it a 9. Let's make it really bright. Okay, that's like way too much. Let's go 5. Okay, that I didn't really like that shadow in the front as much, so let's see now what happens when we do a render. All right. Now I'm wondering if the bluebells would have been kind of nice here. So let's go yes, like that. Let's go back to our ultra scenery too. And let's just take this out here. Select that, delete that, native violets, and instead we'll add the ones with the violets with the actual violets. There it is, okay. And save this. and render that. Yeah. So it's kind of messy, but I'm not really liking the daisies around the outside. I just wonder if I could find something better than the daisies. They're just kind of like blending in. So, yes. All right, so we go back to our Hedge Maker. We delete that. We go to our sign pole. Do we have two Hedge Makers in here? No, we just have our statue and sign poles, okay. We go back to here, to scripts, ultra, Hedge Maker. Okay, go out of Iray, load our hedge definition. And then this is the daffodil set. We're going to just delete the daffodils. No, it wasn't daffodils, was it? Yeah, it's the daffodils. No, it wasn't the daffodils. It was, yeah, it was. Okay. Now I can't think about. All right. No. The daylilies. Yeah, it's the daffodils. They look more like daisies to me than daffodils, and I don't see any daisies. Oh, daisies. That's what it is. It's the daisies. Okay, remove them. And then let's find another plant to put in here. Iray. Okay, we have to select the ultra scenery ground. We have to bring this up to, was it almost 3? And then we find another plant, hedgerow, hawthorn, hedge flowering, dock clump, leafless red, what's that? Tropical foliage. Oh, we are in trees and bushes. Flowers. Petunia. Tulips. That's it. That's what we want. Add. Then we move it down. And we make this layer width. Placement. Okay. We got everything. Okay. Save this. Save. Yes. Generate. Continue planting. If you ever check, okay, Second Life we did. Yeah. All right, 0. We got tulips now. All right, those are kind of cool. Now we got to see what our biome looks like here. With our other stuff, the purple flowers will probably look nice with them. I wonder if we could add some more density to the tulips. They're not quite what I pictured tulips being, so. But I think what we need to do is like add a bunch more. So we just delete this again. I wish I could go back in and come back out, but it's not like letting me do that, and when it just crashes Daz. So the only real way is to just regenerate the whole thing. Scripts. Okay, we're going to go to Hedge Maker again. Fix it, go out of Iray, and open the definition. And now our tulips, we're going to just layer density. We're going to bring that way up. I think that's the way to do it. Layer diversity. If I got more tulips there, we're going to bring them in. We're going to put this on, and we'll go this at 2.9. I think that's it. We'll do some rotation here on the tulips. I don't want them too untidy. Layer width, okay. Let's try that. How many tulips do we have? 104. That might be enough. Okay, let's see what we got. Oh, I don't know if I put the ground back in. I don't think I did. Oh, I might have. Okay. Let's see what this looks like now. It looks like I did put the ground back in. I think we have some other colored tulips here. Yeah, that kind of works. Now, see, now it's like a refinement thing. It's like just now that everything's working, it's just a matter of like refining things. So we're going to delete the Hedge Maker again. And this time, instead of Hedge Maker, I'm going to go into the Ultra, into the Set Builder. Okay. And if we open a set, we could open our tulips. What's up with this? We have a large set, but there are no pink ones. Kind of bothers me. All right, what I'm going to do is, all right, we'll close this. Okay, when I close that, it doesn't close the set, it like crashes. It's supposed to like close the set, I think. Okay, so scripts, we're going to go back here to Ultra, Hedge Maker, not Hedge Maker. Scripts, Ultra, Set Builder, and we're going to create a new one. Iray, trees, bushes, flowers, and we're going to call this tulips. I'm quite sure I have some pink tulips. So we got to add props, and we'll go up here to Daz Originals. No, back to plants. We'll see if we can find tulips. No, I think I've got more than that here. Okay, these are garden. I think, okay, we'll see. 2 tulips. Let's see, are these the same thing? Yeah, they're the same ones. Okay, I don't want those. So I'm going to go and look and see if I can find tulips here in my files. Tulip. Default. Here's some pink tulips. Where are you? Where do you live? Okay, those are the prop. St. Patrick's tulips. Okay, and we're going to find out where this lives. Browse to file location. All right. Environments. Okay, Daz. Environments, landscape. I think these are cut tulips, but they might still work. Okay. Environments, landscape, St. Patrick's. So we go to scripts. Here. Add props. Daz. Environments. Landscape. Which one was it? Okay, land, environments, landscape, St. Patrick's Day set, tulips. Let's bring them all, these in and see what they are. Okay, open. Okay, so this is the only one. That doesn't look very big. What we're going to do is make this like this. I don't think that's going to work. Let's see what else we have. But let's make a set. Okay, this is Iray, flowers, tulip. We'll just call it tulip. Okay, save the set. Okay, there's that. Let's see what else we have. Now, oh, look at this. This is materials, so I'd have to save them as a DUF file. Okay. Explore product. Okay, these all right, what have we got? Okay, I kind of like these. No, I didn't want them in the scene. Okay, what I want to do, yeah, I do want them in the scene. Put them in the scene and change their color to pink. Where are they? Pink, green, pink. There. Then we go and file. File, save as scene subset. We're going to call this tulips. Pink. Save that there. And all we want is this. Okay, accept. All right, then we take our, open this back up, set builder, Iray. I hope those were Irays that I picked. Yes, they were. Okay, flowers, add props, and we have to look now for, and that is up in here where my scene subsets are. This PC, Daz, and what have we got here? Scene sub, was it my save files? Scene subsets, tulips. Well, it's showing it the wrong picture, but oh, and it's not even, oh, it is. Okay, that's kind of correct. We'll make this a little bit smaller so we can get a bunch of them in there. And this is going to go tulips, pink. Okay, and save the set. Okay, now we go back to our, make sure I don't have a hedge in here. Okay, I deleted it. Okay, see sign pull. Okay, then we go script, ultra, Hedge Maker. We load our set. Okay, we set this to our land. Bring that up to about 3 and 3.2. Okay, we delete our tulips. Remove. Yes. Then we add Iray, flowers. It's probably not going to work. Tulips pink. And then we add that. We move it down like that. And we change the width like that. And let's see how many this generates. Okay, we got to save it. Yes. Wish they kind of told you here. And we generate, how many tulips do we? 113 pink tulips. Let's plant them and see what happens. Okay. Well, they work. But they're not pink because of the light, or for some reason the light of this HDRI. But let's see what happens. They're kind of okay. Let's see what it looks like when the ground kind of covers their stems a little. It worked. These plants, I don't know enough about plants, but I don't know that tulips come up at the same time as like petunias and all of these. I think they all come up at different times, and the chance of them all blooming at the same time of year in your garden is probably like 0. So, but just kind of an interesting thing. So I think that's going to do it. I'm wondering if just like taking my light in my scene and maybe, okay, this didn't render for very long, but I'm just wondering maybe this house isn't the best thing. It's like I kind of wish the tulips were red instead. And I did use this MDL, so it is definitely, so we'll save this. I think I'm going to play with the sky a little bit before I go, and we'll go save as, scene, and we'll call Hedge Maker 3. Let's see, will that do it? Hedge Maker 3. because it's this HDRI that's making the garden. Oh, now I wonder, I do have a spotlight in the scene. So, okay, so my camera's not putting the spotlight in, putting its own spotlight in. Okay. So let's just kind of, now what I'm going to do is go to my parameters, environment, because I don't want to have to keep resetting the memory thing. So I'm just going to go to this environment map and go to browse and take me to my HDRIs here, and we'll just put different ones in. Maybe this pink, oh, that's a frozen sky. We don't want frozen. No, that's not too exciting. What it really needs is a plane in the background. So I was really disappointed with Daz Studio the last time I used it because of the HDRIs were just not responding the way I kind of expected them to respond. How about if we go with something like just a clear sky? Well, that's terrible. I'm going to turn off the distant light for a moment. Okay. It's not too bad, but it's just kind of boring. With working with HDRIs, the scene has to pop, okay? And that's kind of the rule, that you just keep trying them and trying different ones until all of a sudden, like the last time when I grabbed that HDRI and the house was there and the tree, and it's like, wow, you know, you have to have that reaction to it. And so you just have to keep going through them until you find the right one. Okay, this is like a clear sky again, so it's not going to give us much in the way of clouds and stuff. Okay, now my flowers are pink, are kind of yellow again. I wanted them pink. You're wondering about this frozen sky. It'd just be kind of interesting to see what it does. Yeah, it's very cold. Cold and shadowy. Browse. I have a lot of new HDRIs that aren't in here right now because they're new and I haven't had a chance to put them in yet, which is like a couple of hours work to regenerate all of these. Okay, what about this thing? Oh, they're still yellow. What I need is a nice kind of bright blue cloudy sky, sort of. Okay, what's this? Circus Maximus. Oh, this is kind of nice. But there again, I just can't seem to get the sky. Hands, damn now, I have to check out Hedge Maker. Looks like a very good addition to the toolbox, like so many of Code 66 products. This is like I said earlier, Hedge Maker is probably in the my top 10 favorite programs for like scripts for Daz. It is. Welcome, Hands. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's very nice to have you here. It's excellent. Thank you very much for coming in and chiming in on your thoughts. It's very interesting to hear your thoughts about this. So yes, Hedge Maker and also Martin Frost. Oh, look at this. See, I think I could live with that. Let's see what I think I can live with that color of the roses, okay? And look at the look at the trees we've got here, and it looks like the grass just melts right into it. Let's save this. This pops, okay? Now, what I can do is we can maybe turn the distant light back on and see what happens. Yeah, see, that makes them pop a little more, but I think that's a little too much. Let's just give a render now here. From Germany. Very nice. We have, I think, a scene here. I think I'm not really sure what to do with this scene here. So I'm wondering if I just added a tiny blue tint to it, what would happen? But, you know, let me look at my render settings. Go to ultimate time. And I got to make sure that I don't. Okay, I didn't switch the speed off. Let's just add a tiny bit of blue tint to this. See what happens. Yeah, see that kind of darkened it, but maybe I could bring it up now. We go environment map 3. Just take a little bit more of the blue out. Okay. I think that kind of works. But it's a little too much, so we go 2.5. And then let's see what this happens when we do a quick render. 7 a.m. till 2 in the morning. Yeah, so you're lucky in that way. So it's just too blue. Maybe if I just bring it into the blue rather than the green. And bring it up into the blue more here, like this, the bluish red. The tint, we need some tint, people, tint. Bluish tint. So now it's not bright enough again. I think I've got this too bright. It's got to go to 2 because it's like the wings of the angel. And then I got to take the blue out. So it's just too much, maybe a little bit. Okay, I think that's going to do it for this image. Maybe my garden is just kind of too stuffy. It's not what I kind of envisioned doing, and but you know, if I work at it, if I were to kind of work at it some more, I think it might be interesting. I wonder what would happen. Okay, I'm going to just try another thing here with this garden, is just to make it bigger, to make it follow. Then you might be able to see separate things, and even if the tulips get cut off a little bit. Okay, so go to Hedge Maker, turn that off, go back to here, and go back to Hedge Maker. Ultra, Hedge Maker, fix it, load, Hedge Maker. It's easier to do this if you sing it instead of speak it. So I'm going to make this now, we'll go 4 meters, all right, and what else do I need to do? Okay, we have the ultra scenery too. I guess just generate. And it'll put a lot more flowers in. It should spread the garden out more, you know? Okay, let's see what we got here. How big is the garden now? It is bigger, okay? Let's make it even bigger. So we made it 4. Okay, Hedge Maker. And let's go. See, I shouldn't have to delete it, but the replacement thing doesn't always work. And when it does, it's like I almost have to restart my computer to fix it. So we go back to Hedge Maker, fix it, turn that off. Okay, the ultra scenery. Let's go to like 6 meters, 20 feet, 20-foot garden. Okay, let's see now. We open the definitions like that and generate, I guess. Okay, tulips. We got 218 tulips. All right, let's try it. The daffodils. We got 3,000 daffodils. Why are there so many daffodils? Not really sure about that. Daylily flowers. Okay, let's just try it. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, that spreads the garden out more. Oh, look at that. See, that's so much better. And then we go here to save it. And then we put back on our ultra scenery 2, which is the grass and all that stuff. Yeah, see, that looks like the Federal Garden show soon. Yeah. Look at that. Now we have like a little bit more. We can kind of see what's happening here. So, yeah, that just took all of the I'm wondering if, okay, so, all right, we're going to play with this some more. I'm kind of tempted to try and define it a little more. Everything's overlapped. And see if I can kind of get things to have their own little beds. So we're going to go here back to our Hedge Maker. Delete that. Go back to our sign pole. And go back into our scripts, Ultra and Hedge Maker. Fix that. Okay, we have to select our ground. We'll bring this way back up to like 6 or something and reload this. Let's go even higher. 7.6. 25-foot garden. And now what I'm going to do is define these a little more. Like the petunia subset, we got to move that down so it's not so close to our... Okay, and then the daffodils. So we make that, because now that the garden's wider, okay, we can make these thinner. Okay, and the daffodils, we make them width. Okay, so we make the daffodils smaller like that and place them so that they're not completely overlapping. Then the harebell, I'm going to move them down like that, and width, and move them down a little more like this. And then the daylily, we're going to squish them down like that. Oh, that's the placement. And this is the width. I'm not sure what happens when that kind of jumps like that. Width. It's very strange how that happens. Okay, down here. It's like it gets inverted or something. And then the pink tulips, we change the width of that. Oops. Move it down. Okay, I think I've got to start back up the petunias and make them thinner. And then the daffodils, make them thinner. If I start out with things separate like that, then let's move them up. I don't want them overlapping. And then we go with the width of this. Move that down like that. And then the tulips. Okay. And the pink with the small flowers. Since this is so wide, see, I kind of think it has to have this flow, and if it doesn't have a flow, something will go wrong. I don't know what it is, but I kind of think it needs to have the flow, and I'm not sure what that flow really does. But you can obviously get it to come out of the flow. All right, so we're going to save this now. Save the hedge definition. Save. Yes. And then generate. All right, so, all right. We still have like a bunch of those daffodils set. So continue planting. Would be nice. There has to be a way to change the color of the plant. Oh yes, you just have to change the duff file. Yep, and then you can save the plant as whatever color and whatever variation and size and all of that. You save it as a duff file, and then you can create sets that you put into it. So if you watch this whole video, you will learn everything about, because it's 3.5 hours long. I mean, it's 4 hours, going on 4 hours long, that I have been working just steadily with this product. Okay, so you will learn everything about it, kind of. So there's very little that I haven't really. Okay, Control L. Let's go into Iray and see what happens. Okay, it looks like things are separate now. Yeah, look at that now. So this is kind of nice. The thing is there doesn't seem to be enough plants in here. Okay, so I'm going to try, and there should be more of these blue things. So let's see if I can kind of crank up the amount of plants we have in this. So out of Iray. Yeah, there's, yes. So yes, it's highly editable. Just the way kind of Daz is, that you can just do anything once you realize, I remember when I first started out in Daz, I thought, well, this program is terrible. You can't even change the textures on things, the materials on things. It's like, oh, that's what those shader things are for, And, it's just then you find out there's all these layers to the shaders, and it's just like so much stuff. It's like, yeah, this is like that. It's like anything you kind of want to do, you sort of can do. I think that there are some things that it would be helpful to be able to do that you can't. Like right now with this being in a circle, the flowers that are in the center are kind of dense, and then the flowers that are around the edge are kind of, because like this right here, if you think of this as like a road that's going around this, like a dirt road. And in the dirt road, in the middle of the dirt road, there's like grass growing in the middle of the dirt road. Well, that grass in the middle of the dirt road is this path here, okay? And then what's inside is and that's why everything in my thing set, when you see the set here, Ultra, Hedge Maker, okay, so when I load this set, you'll see that everything's kind of off kilter, okay? See, it's like it's off from center because this is where those posts are. The posts are here, and because if I put them in the center, they're going to be jammed into the center. So it's kind of interesting how that kind of works out. So now the purple ones. Okay, no, it's not the harebell. Those are the purple flowers. I'm going to bring the density up in that. Okay, we have to set this back to Ultra Scenery 2, and this has got to go up near 7 or something. And okay, so I wanted more of the daylilies flowers, more of these, more of the petunias. I don't think I need more of them. Okay, and the tulips, we'll throw some more of them with density scale. See, I'm not okay. Layer diversity. Okay, the tulips, we only have one plant. Okay, now the harebell medium. We're gonna do this because I might have other plants in the harebell, and then the daffodils. We're going to bring the density layer diversity up. I might have more than one of them. And daylily small flowers. Okay, we're going to bring this up. And we'll bring that density up. And the petunias are the only thing. They're in the center. They're the purple ones. And since they're so close to the center, they're kind of so dense. Because we're working with a circle, not like along the side of a road or something. And so it's just I'm using this kind of program in a way it's not really intended possibly to do, but you can do it if you really kind of play around with it. Now the the tulips pink, I want to take them, make them a little more tidy. Okay, so we're going to save this now. And see, I don't think that I was able to get much more of these. Like when I generate, it's not going to be thousands, okay? So it only brought the tulips up by a few. Well, we got 500 petunia sets now, and the this one is there's 400 of them, if it allows me to do it. Okay, that was the purple flowers that I thought were kind of scarce. All right, there is something I can do to fix that if it doesn't allow it. If there's just still not enough purple flowers. Okay. So it's like you can use any flower that's, like I said, the petunias, there's plenty of them. So I tend to think this is... Now, the sun, I think I'm going to go with this, save this. And the sun is, this HDRI is still too bright. Or I could just take the statue and bring it down some. I could just take its brightness down a little bit. Yeah, once you get everything in, then you can tweak it like, just the hard part is getting your garden kind of in and in place and where you want it to be. And you use these sign poles. See, you have to place them. And you'll see all of that from the very beginning. I started right from the beginning, so there's nothing like missing. You know, I show you the tedious part of like placing these poles in, okay? And you have to do that. I did it from the top, so you do it from the top view, all right? And I held you have to put them in. You can't copy and paste them in. You have to, because each one has to be a different number. So every time you drag one, there's only one pole that's in the asset folder, and when you drag it and put it in, then one will go in, and then if you drag the same one and put it in again, it'll put the 2 pole in, and you drag the same one. You can't copy and paste them, or you'd end up with 2 3s or 2 4s or something. So you have to drag them, and then once it gets to 9, it goes A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and to X, and I think it even goes like to Z, and then Z1, Z2, Z3. I think it does, so I'm not sure. So, but you have to align these. And if you do it from the top, then it will automatically, if you do it from the top here, sign pole, post, it will put them like in line, but they don't have to be perfectly on the ground. Like I thought they had to be lined up perfectly, but even if they're like going right through the ground, it doesn't matter, because they're not, the ground is what's telling you. The ground is what's telling where the plants get planted. These just give you the proximity. Like I said, this is the center of the road. Okay? This is where the grass grows, in the center of the road. Okay? And so, since I don't really want any plants inside here, because they would be kind of they're already jumped up, even though, because of the way I have that set. So, you'll see everything is in there is in this video from the beginning. All the stuff I'm showing you right now, I already taught. So in there. So you'll be able to use this program and do whatever you want when it comes to adding stuff into your ultra scenery scenes. This is an ultra scenery scene. So, okay, now I'm going to go into... Now I wanted to go into environment options and just take this this environment down a little bit. We'll take it down to 1.5. Okay, that's a little better. Go back to my camera view, and I'm going to maybe turn the camera view a little bit like this. No, I guess. There we go. Save this. Lock the camera. I guess we'll lock the camera here. And then I'm going to check this out. Okay, now I'm going to go to my render settings because I want it to render longer. We go here and turn off the render quality. Save it again. And now it will just keep rendering, but I want it to render at 2000. Okay. And now we go save this again, make sure that this is all correct, and make sure my optimization is okay. I want that instancing to be on memory. Save that again. And then we're going to go back here and let it render, people. We're going to let it render. So, yeah, this is going to do it. That looks okay. So our flowers are here. We have some of these flowers here. Yeah, people are going to say, that's not a render. That's a picture from the backyard of his... So, yeah. No. This is Daz Studio. So it is a picture. It's funny that people allow, it's like if I used an AI picture in the background, nobody would like it, because it's like, oh, he used AI. But it's like, but you can take a photograph of some place and put it in the background and people won't bat, and bat an eyelash or something. So I think this came out. These little yellow flowers, I don't know what they are, and they're kind of buried down inside, but they work, whatever. You kind of, you have to stage. Again, it's a staging thing. And like the tulips, if you notice there's like little like spaces in between, all right? That's the problem with this, is that you should be able to say, like, I'm splaying these out, and so yes, it does. It works with ultra scenery, so you can take the road and put things along the road. I'll show you one of the scenes that I made with this, with ultra scenery. You guys will be pretty amazed at what you can do with it. So, wow, my image got up to 12. Some people finally saw it and liked it. Wow. So, yeah, that's kind of nice. That I used ultra scatter in this to put those flowers in there. Now, I'll go to my gallery here. And what would that be in? I think it's nature and landscapes. Oh, they're down here. Where is it? Okay, it's not here. Might be in miscellaneous. What was it? Okay. No, it's okay. This one is also, this one uses, see, this one used Hedge Maker. Okay, so this is ultra scenery here, an ultra scenery road, and then this is Hedge Maker. Okay, this just and like I said, all those posts went up the center of the road. Okay, so this is pretty good. Now Martin Frost makes Hedge Maker packs. Okay, and so he's been putting them out quite a bit lately. So check that out. Check out his work with the ultra scenery packs. Now, what was that? That was what was that in October? Spirit, maybe Spirit. No, gosh, I look at these images and like they occupied like, hours and 8 hours of my life and stuff, this kind of thing. So December, October, maybe it's in fantasy and fiction. No. Rex Red AI, miscellaneous stuff. I think I looked at that one, yeah. Maybe it's in October. I think I looked at nature and landscapes. Yeah. I'm not finding it here. It was one October. We'll try this. Here it is. This one's called the Old Fire Road. And as you can see, it's pretty cool. This is all Hedge Maker here. And so, yeah, I was just able to kind of run those run that up along there. And this is Ultra Scenery 2. So, yeah, you look at this road here, how it's like kind of cracked like that. So this was a pretty cool, this one came out pretty nice. So, yeah, the stuff you can do with it is amazing. So, yeah, it is. It's fun, okay? It's a fun program. Once you get the grasp of it, and you just watch this video and you will learn everything, pretty much everything you need to know. I think you'll learn like everything you need to know about using it, okay? So the only problem that I have found is when you do them in a circle like this, okay? See how in here they're all jammed together, okay? And as you go out further, you get these like little teeth, okay? And I don't know how to fix that. It's like it won't put them in between. It won't stretch them all the way across for some reason. And if you think about the way it's set up, it kind of messes with your brain why it doesn't work like this. And I would kind of like to show this image to the person who makes them, that's code 66, and say, is there an update you could do to this program so it won't have these teeth if you try to do things in a circle? And as you can see, I couldn't put anything on the other side of the road, in the middle, like this right here is the middle of the road. And then inside, I couldn't put anything there because it would all just jam in the center. And so, you have to think logistically. So this example that I'm doing here is like really kind of, it's like the most, I think, advanced thing you can do with it. But the thing is that there's another advanced thing you can do with it where you have like this picture here where I think it was in, Nature and Landscape. This one here where, where's the house? Maybe it was in, no, where's the house one? Miscellaneous stuff. Yeah, this one. This is this is probably another advanced one, whereas you can see there's nothing in the center, and I have like it divided off on both sides, and you have to kind of get it to work so that it does both sides like this. And I think the way I did it was I used two separate paths, and they're like disconnected. And I show you how to disconnect things. So there's like a missing tooth in it. So it goes up like this, cuts over, and cuts down through here, and then they're just not connected there. And so, but it can also be done by running the posts right up the center. No, I don't know that you can do two instances. So, well, yes, you can't do 2 instances, like you can't start over with one again and put another one like that. So what you have to do is, what you can do is use one instance, like have the posts go all the way up the center, okay? And then what you do is you just put the bushes on each edge. And then you tell it like how big you want it to be. You'll see when you watch the beginning of the video, and then it'll all kind of concept in your head. You'll be able to. It's not hard to concept this once you realize how the program works. But I believe the way I did this one was I went up this way, I jumped across, so it went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It was quite difficult actually to do this. And when I did this, I thought that each post had to be like perfectly on the ground. So I would like zoom way in and make sure each post, it doesn't matter where, because it doesn't follow where the base of the post is. It just follows the ground. So you tell it where the ground is, and it knows where the post is going through the ground. That it just gives it the point. It doesn't matter where the post is in relation to the ground, which is kind of brilliant. So it makes it much easier placing the posts in so don't think you have to get the post perfectly on the ground, okay? Because that will save you a ton of time. So yeah, this one came out kind of nice. So the kitty likes it there. I think this house is kind of abandoned. So yeah, nobody can afford to live there. And this house, as you can see, it's kind of sunk in the ground. I did some kind of just weird stuff to put it there. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's actually a patio, or like that the grass is like the dirt goes right halfway up the door, but you can't really tell. It looks like it's kind of behind everything. So, and I just kind of played with that illusion a little bit. So I tried to kind of use a license with it. So, but yeah, this is Martin Frost's work, because he gives you like whole chunks of things. Yeah, well, I'm glad you caught this, so that, because I've gotten a lot of enjoyment learning and playing with this and doing this, and so this is why I am. This one got 3 likes in the Daz gallery, so yeah, they did. So my Rex Red gallery in the Daz, 3 people liked it. So, but I don't know why. The kitty cat was cute too. It's like, so yeah, they abandoned the house and left the kitty cat. So yeah, he needs a forever home. So. So this is going to do it for me. Another image of enjoyment, pure enjoyment using this. It was Martin Frost. He came out with an a Hedge Maker group. He makes like groups of things that you can just kind of load. They're like sets that you can load in, and they're already kind of together. And because it's hard to kind of figure out what plants, all the plants have different heights, and they give you the heights. You'll see all of this. It's they give you the heights. I'm not a wizard at this. I mean, I'm not any smarter than you people, okay, at this, all right? It's kind of easy to do, But there's just things you kind of have to think about. And it's easy to do because if it doesn't work, then you try another plant, or you try to kind of resize the plant, or you do things like that to fix it, okay? So that it's the way you want it to be. And that's pretty much how this works. So, yeah, and I took this right from that new mansion that's out. I got that whole big mansion thing, the palace, the Grand Palace or something, Royal Palace. I got that for like $30. And it was like, wow, all these rooms, the bedrooms, the banquet room, the office, and all these big rooms with all this really, really ornate kind of like palace stuff, you know, that, yeah, really beautiful stuff. So, all right, you take care, everybody. I am going to sign out now. It's actually 2:03 in the morning. I should go to the gallery and see what's here. Oh, Frankenstein. I have an idea for Frankenstein. So, for the first, so we got Frankenstein. Nice. He looks kind of nice for a Frankenstein. So, yeah. Well, maybe not so much there, but okay, we got a new doorbuster. And yes, I am out of here. I have been sitting in this chair for 4 hours and 13 minutes. Oh, look at this. This looks pretty good. So look at, does that hair? No, okay. All right, this is for Genesis 9 male. So yeah, some new stuff. The feudal Japanese towers, they look pretty cool. Some nice work in that. And look at this ant farm, 3D assets, how to craft kit bash and. So, all right, well, that's it for me. Leave on a happy note. Let's play some music here. And all right, this is Rex Red, and I am signing off now for another EZ3DTV tutorial. I will be back again soon. It's like, whoa. I will be back again soon. And thank you for watching, people. Thank you for your time and for hanging around my channel. Come back again soon and say hi. I'm so glad that you made it into the channel. George, we had Angus here tonight. Eve, I may still be hanging around. And we've got, we had Michael come in very early. Michael Whaley come in early tonight. So thank you, George. Yeah, and Hans. Thank you very, very, very much, people, for coming in, saying hi, and being part of the chat. So, all righty. Bye-bye. See, it's always nicer when you sing bye-bye. You know, bye-bye. All right. I will see you again soon. All right. Take care and have a wonderful day, evening, morning, brunch, afternoon. Yeah, you know, the whole